Hi folks, this is all the fruit. I'm in Heidelberg, Germany, in an area behind some gardens. And as you can see, this area is partially covered with some plant. Oops, a very loud plant sometimes. With some plant with beautiful flowers, purple to pinkish to white flowers, and with thousands upon thousands of those fruit. Just look at them. It has a lot more fruits than leaves actually. Well, it looks like a pea or a bean, but this is not any pea. This is Lathyrus latifolius, the everlasting pea vine, or the perennial pea or pea vine. Well, ups here again, I hope you can hear the loud cracking from time to time. I hear it very well. This is when the ripe fruit of the everlasting pea vine crack into two halves. Here, let me show it to you. Well, I will press this one and then it cracks. It basically, it catapults the seeds a meter or so, and after that normally the cracked fruit look like this. Well, the everlasting pea vine, up here it cracked again, is a popular ornamental. It seems to be also popular with those huge wood peas. Well, the everlasting pea vine is native to Europe. We are not sure exactly to what areas of Europe, because it was a popular ornamental for a very long time and got spread well throughout Europe and also throughout all the other continents. And it's also considered an invasive because it's everlasting and perennial. It has quite a huge root underground. Here, let's see. No, that's not a pea vine. Well, definitely I won't be strong enough to rip it off. Here is one of them. So in the ground there are some quite big roots. So once this plant is established somewhere, it's almost impossible to kill it. I've been moving grass on some meadows for 10 years. I move them 3 times a year and I still haven't been able to get rid of this. And of course, those numerous seeds also help it spread. Yeah, but of course something that looks like a bean or a pea that produces thousands of those pods per plant in good conditions, doesn't need any care. Well, people will definitely check this out for food. I mean, look at it. It looks like a pea or a bean. It's very easy to collect those things. Send out a couple children or go out with your family and you can come back with full baskets full of this stuff after just an hour or two. And people are eating different Lathyrus species in different areas. However, those fruit are quite dangerous, or those beans or peas or whatever you want to call them. Let's open one which is almost ripe. Come on. Yeah, look at them. They really do look like little peas. Let's try them. Yep. Okay. Here are some ripe ones. Here, one of them cracked open. Come on. Maybe I can. No, it doesn't seem to work except by pressing them. They will open when they are ready in their own time, or if I force them. Well, so those seeds have been used as food in many cultures, but they are quite dangerous. They cause a disease called Lathyrism. Sometimes I've also found it as lathyrosis, but usually it's called Lathyrism. There are different types of Lathyrism caused by different types of those pea vines. There is osteolathyrism, which attacks the bones, and if you're a child you can end up with crippled legs. There is neurolathyrism, and then another type of lathyrism that attacks the connective tissue, and they all come from different species. I have not found this species, Lathyrus latifolius, to be connected to Lathyrism, but I wouldn't be surprised if it gives you some type of Lathyrism. Well, what do you do to prevent Lathyrism? I mean, even if something is toxic, if it's easy pickings, literally, people will try to still make it edible. And there are ways to make it edible. You can ferment the seeds of the pea vine. You can boil them, or you can leach them with water. So usually those people, in normal times, they would eat maybe a meal or two of this stuff. A month or so, they would boil it properly, or ferment it, or leach out the toxins. Usually have no trouble. But once you get in famine situations, we had such situations in India or China or Africa in the 20th century, and even in Spain during the Napoleonic Wars, where people are so poor and resources are so scarce that you don't actually have enough water to leach it out, especially during a drought, or you don't have enough fuel to boil it properly, or I don't know, maybe you don't have enough water to ferment it properly. And then people eat the very toxic untreated seeds, and also they eat a lot of it, because if your normal crops fail, you try to find whatever you can. In such cases you get epidemics of Lathyrism, which can affect large groups of people and can be quite devastating. Let's try those seeds here. They're a little bit more ripe. I hope a couple untreated seeds will not kill me. It tastes like beans. Actually, those slightly riper ones are tastier. They're even salty. Not bad, folks. If I knew for sure that this stuff is not toxic, I would really consider it as a fruit for foraging, or as a survival food. I mean, look at those. Those are already too tough. I thought the really young ones, well, but something like this. This is nice and tender. Prepare it like peas, or at that stage you can remove the tasty young seed, or the dry ones. You can remove the dried seeds for storage and for later consumption. But if you want to do this, folks, really research really well if the species of pea vine you are trying to use is toxic or edible. Okay, let me try to catch this giant black bee here. Well, not really catch it, but catch it in the video. Say hello, you are on YouTube. Well, definitely research what type of Lathyrism the particular species of pea vine can give you, how you can remove the toxins before you consume it, and in general, beware of using those things. They can be, well, the disease can be quite nasty. Also beware of planting this beautiful plant in your garden, because as I said, it's almost impossible to remove once it's established. So folks, this was the everlasting pea or perennial pea vine. Stay tuned for a lot more fruit videos from the beautiful city of Heidelberg, and don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe.